Okay, so I've got the gearbox out of the bike eventually, and the only way of doing that is by completely removing the engine plates. I thought I might better waggle it out, but no chance at all. Anyway, it's out now. Got the engine supported on a sort of engine stand. Obviously, it's still bolted in at the front, and it's just held up at the back on the stand. So here's the gearbox. I've cleaned it up a bit. I've taken it out, cleaned it up a bit, and there we can see clearly the damage. So we've got this crack which goes up. I suppose, and it's not that high up the gearbox, but obviously it's a bad crack. It can only be it's got to be welded from inside if it's welded at all. It's quite near the lay shaft. The main worry is if it was welded up, the distortion from the heat of the welding would put the lay shaft or both shafts out of kilter, and it would never be right. So my first my preferred course of action is to get a new gearbox, or certainly a new casing. The problem is that this is, needless to say, quite a relatively rare gearbox. It's a BAP gearbox, number one. So obviously it's quite an early gearbox. It's a BAP gearbox. There are lots. This is made by Berman, but Berman made hundreds of different. I think literally probably hundreds of different gearboxes for different applications. So this is a BAP gearbox, but not only that, but there are several different types of BAP gearbox. So the BAP gearbox itself is pretty rare, but then they made them for Panthers, and I think they've got a different casing. Then they made them for Aerials, they've got a different casing. Then about the time when this gearbox was made, about 38 we think, they changed the gearbox. I think this is possibly an early one because it's got the grease nipple, which suggests it's an early one. And then after that, they decided to go away from grease and put more oil in. So anyway, trying to find a replacement shell is that's what I was looking for, gearbox shell. I've tried a few of the sort of the obvious sort of suppliers, and no one's got one. But anyway, I'll take. But obviously, the first thing to do is take the gearbox apart, see what we've got. The other thing is was the main shaft. Did the main shaft bend? Obviously, the force of this is, with the primary chain suddenly jumping things out of line. I don't think the main shaft, luckily, is bent. And the other thing is, quite importantly, I think that there was already a hairline crack here because I had this mysterious oil leak, grease leak, and I don't think it was coming from the main seal here, and I could never work out where it was coming from. And I think that there probably was a hairline crack here, and that's where that oil leak was coming from. And so I don't think it was that massive a jolt, but because the hairline crack was already there, it was enough to open it up. But the good news about that is it's not bent the main shaft. The gearbox, the main shaft works well. The gears all select and everything. So I think in that respect we're okay. We just need a shell, or we need to weld the shell up, but in such a way as it's not going to distort, which I think would be very hard to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the outer casing, obviously. Now the problem is there's no manual or anything about these gearboxes, so this is what I understand basically is I'm going to take the gear lever off because the gear shaft will stay, selector shaft will stay, and the actual gear lever shaft will stay in when I take the cover off. But I'm going to leave the kickstart on because I think the kickstart is going to come off with the outer casing. And also this will give me something to pull to try and actually get the casings apart. I hope this is correct anyway. We'll find out. So I'm going to take the gear lever off, undo. I think we've got 6. Probably that as well, I'm guessing. I'm not sure about that one. I don't know what that one does. But we've got 6 casing bolts, so we'll take those off and then hopefully see if we can separate the casing. Okay, so I have to admit a bit of the blind leading the blind here. I've removed the 6 bolts that hold the outer casing on. They appear to be Whitworth bolts, threads. I say that because the nuts on the bike, they use a Whitworth spanner, but they're actually cycle threads. The threads are called the cycle threads, which is a bit like a British Standard Fine. I think they're a similar thread, but quite like a UNF thread. Whereas these look a very coarse thread, so I'm guessing that these are actually Whitworth. The thing is, you'll use the same spanner, a Whitworth spanner, for both cycle and for Whitworth thread. So you're never quite sure till you look at it, which is which. The Whitworth threads are very coarse. The cycle threads are much finer. Right. So anyway, I've removed them. I've not removed these 2 screws, which I think hold the clutch actuating lever on, and I'm guessing that that's going to come off with the outer casing. Guessing. And I've not removed this bolt here. Although I'm thinking maybe I should. I really, because that holds some sort of the gear change mechanism on somehow, and I know the gear change mechanism stays with the inner casing. But anyway, I'm just going to give it some gentle taps to see if it does want to come off. Oh, here we go. No, something's moving. Yeah, see, I've got the kickstart lever still on, so I can pull with that, which is great, and also the kickstart mechanism comes off with the casing. At some point, obviously, it's going to whip round on the spring, but as long as we're kind of ready for that. In fact, I've got to put my thick gloves on, just in case it whips round and whacks. What normally happens is you're holding the kickstart, and that's fine, but then the casing whips round and whacks you one. So I'm going to get my thick gloves before I do that. Okay, gloves on. So it's starting to move. So I'm hoping it's going to carry on moving. Yeah, it does seem to be. Just keeping an eye on that kickstart if I can. See if it wants to start going round. Yeah, it's going round now. So I'm like releasing the spring. There we go. So the tension still wants to go around. Maybe I'm not releasing the tension. There. So the tension's now released on the kick shaft spring. Come on, there we go. I'm going to try not to disturb anything as best I can. Right. The gear selection has kind of half come off with the outer casing, and I want to try and leave it in one so I can have some idea. Just realised I've not got my rag. I've lost my rag. Luckily, not too metaphorically. Yeah, well, that's a gearbox that runs on grease. There's some still pretty huge lumps of it sitting around. Okay, we've got the casing off. I'm just going to try and clean things up a little bit, and then let's have a look. I'm going to try and put that gear change mechanism back where I think it goes before I do anything. Okay, I've actually I've gone off towel because it's so greasy. I was just making a complete mess of the towel. I normally use a towel, protects the bench and stops things getting lost, and it's easier to clean things and so on. So that's why I always put a towel on top of the bench. Saves the bench and from getting completely horrible, and also it's just you can see all the parts and that more easily. Right, let's see, let's try getting this apart then. So we've got the spacer. Then we've got this, which seems to be in 2 parts, maybe 3 parts. Oh, yeah, 3 parts. So we got that comes off. And then behind the actual sort of selector unit, we've got this sort of pull. I'm really doing this for myself because I really don't know what the hell's going on. There's that, and there's a pull behind that, and then we've got this, which seems to possibly be in one piece. That doesn't seem to, it's on like a spigot, this, but the spigot doesn't want to come off it. And it seems to, oh, that's good. Thank heaven for that. It's got a sign on it. I don't know if you can see it, but it says this side, it's printed this side outwards. We like things like that. Yes. This side outwards is what it says. You probably can't see it, but it does. Which would suggest that this does come off, but it's not showing any sign of wanting to come off at the moment. So I'm just going to leave it as is. I can see, can you see all that over there? I'll try and move it, although my hands are covered in grease. So I'm going to try and get this back together later on, which I'm rather worried about. I do have a exploded diagram, but that's about it. So anyway, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to clean things down a bit